All right, what's up, people? Today we are here back on some more Destiny. In my last video, I talked about a Warlock build that I was sure that was going to be really good once the new Revenant season comes out, because of all of the stasis artifact mods and just the quality of life that's happening to stasis as a whole. Since Titan actually has a pretty good amount of exotics that are dedicated towards stasis, I decided to pick one up that basically nobody uses right now. So we have the Icefall mantles, which state stasis final blows have a chance to grant an escalating damage bonus to stasis weapon damage. Replaces your barricade ability with a personal overshield. When you activate your barricade, you gain the highest tier of stasis damages, stasis weapon tier damage bonus, and create a burst around yourself that slows combatants. While you have this overshield, you are slowed and your barricade does not recharge. Now, it's pretty obvious why this isn't really that good, and I'm going to show you here. I'm here in private match on Crucible. Here's the main reason why people really don't like this exotic. So you activate it, you get the stasis overshield, it's really good. I can't sprint. I can't use my jump, and I cannot slide. I literally can't do anything. I have no movement besides my melee. But once that's gone, I have nothing. It really, really sucks. And then another problem is you won't see it here because I set my abilities to come back faster. But yeah. While you have the stasis barricade activated, you don't recharge your barricade, so you can't like re-proc it over and over again. I can't just proc it and then turn it off and then proc it again like I do here, because this is mayhem. I can't do that in a normal game or like in normal PvE. You can't. So it really, really sucks. But with the upcoming Revenant season, Bungie decided that they want to make Icefall mantles probably one of the best sustained exotics in the game by taking away the slowed effect and the fact that the barricade doesn't recharge. So now you'll pop your stasis over your Icefall mantle. Instead of getting a stasis overshield, you get frost armor, which is better because frost armor is damage resistance instead of just an overshield. You won't be slowed anymore, which is great, so you can use your slide and your actual abilities and your jump. And your barricade will recharge while you have the Icefall mantle active, so you can re-proc it over and over again as long as you have a high resilience and your class ability charges up as soon as possible. They did take away the damage bonus, they took away the damage bonus effect where now you can't get a damage bonus for using the barricade, or you can't get your stasis bonus, damage bonus. But honestly, I don't think that really matters. Like, maybe that was good in PvP, but in PvE, you don't really need that. You could just use like a couple stasis surge on your boots, or you can use prismatic, get radiant to proc, something like that. You don't need the stasis damage bonus, especially since it's only on stasis weapons. So I think we're taking away the whole damage bonus thing and giving it more sustainability is perfect. And now with the upcoming update, it'll actually work with some of the stasis fragments because it has frost armor instead of just a random overshield. So the two I think it will work best with is obviously Whispers of Rime, which will make it so your frost armor has increased duration and a maximum stack count. So when you proc Icefall mantles, you'll get a better set of frost armor. And then the thing that I think will be really good is Whisper of Reversal. This makes it so while you have frost armor, your melee damage slows targets. Insane. And it says melee damage. It doesn't say like your charged melee or anything. It just says melee damage in general, which means that if you do just a normal punch, that will slow targets. And if we remember right here, Overload Champions, stasis slow effects, which means whenever you proc Icefall Mantle and you decide and something comes up in your face and it gets too close to you, you can punch the champion and he'll instantly be stunned. That is insane. It's super good. You'll be able to use your abilities. So I paired it with Cryoclasm, which makes it so you get an increased slide distance, and your slide will break through crystals, which will be really insane because you'll have the shield and then you'll have the crystals you can break. And as you can see, whenever I break crystals and pick up the stasis shards, I get frost armor. So I can basically continue to have frost armor, continue to break stasis crystals over and over again, and absolutely wreak havoc while literally never taking damage. I also have Tectonic Harvest, obviously, because you want to be able to pick up more frost armor and shatter the stasis crystals. I'm using Whispers of Refraction, so whenever I defeat a slowed or frozen target, I will be able to get more class ability energy so I can have my Icefall Mantle back up. And then I have Whisper of Hunger, so whenever I pick up a Stasis Shard, I get even more melee energy, so I can always just be able to spam my melee whenever I need it. But the main idea with this build is to proc your Icefall Mantle, throw down a grenade, and then just slide into literally everything and just destroy the entire world with ice. It is insane. And at the same time, you will literally never take damage because you have so much damage resistance just stacking on top of each other constantly. It's really freaking good. Now the weapons, in my last video, I said that I was going to be pairing the weapons with, like I said, Aegir Scepter was going to be paired with my set. You don't need to pair specific weapons. You could literally use whatever you want. But I feel like this set of weapons right here will probably pair the best. Some sort of stasis main weapon. You want a stasis weapon so you can always be... Everything's consolidated, basically. If you're going to use a stasis damage boost, it'll be for your stasis primary or your stasis energy, whatever. There's a new stasis exotic grenade launcher that's coming out that could be pretty good here. I'm using a Martyr's Retribution with Strategist, so I can always have my class ability up. Like I said before, you want to make sure you have the Frost Armor or the Icefall Mantle up as literally at all times. At all times. So Strategist will super help with that, especially since it's on a energy weapon. And then this one is kind of like a special, like a specialty pick. Bungie did say that they were planning on giving an exotic weapon a catalyst. Next season is the stasis season, so it makes sense for Salvation's Grip to get a catalyst. But honestly, even if it doesn't, it works so well with the Cryoclasm stasis perk, because you can shoot down your thing and then you slide into this. And that's free Frost Armor without even using your grenade. So you can throw your grenade, shoot the Salvation's Grip, slide into everything, and that is a huge amount of Frost Armor and stasis damage all in one. It is insanely good. Insanely good. And if it does get a catalyst, it'll just get even better. So I think Salvation's Grip is a really, really good exotic to pair with this whole set. And like I said before, when you have the next season, when you have the Icefall Mantle, you'll be able to run, sprint, slide, whatever. You'll be able to do whatever you want. So you can just throw this down, throw everything down, and then just run into everything, slide into everything, absolutely destroy the world with ice. In my last video, I had gameplay for that build. I'm not going to get gameplay here because I think as it stands right now, this build sucks. Icefall Mantle is not a very good exotic because of how slowing it makes you. You're basically left like a fish. The Void Overshield isn't good enough to survive high-end content, but Frost Armor is, which is why I think the change to Icefall Mantle is extremely nice. Like, really fucking nice. And the Behemoth Super, it's not like the best Titan Super in the world. It's probably not even like third best, but it's alright. It's good for freezing targets. Stasis is literally... I think Stasis is quite literally the only like subclass that is able to deal with all three types of champions at the same time. It's able to deal with overload or unstoppables. It's able to deal with overloads. As long as you keep the barrier champion frozen, it's able to deal with barrier champions, which is why I think Stasis is so good. And honestly, part of the reason why I think Stasis is getting so many artifact mods in next season is because they're probably planning on some sort of Stasis overhaul to make Stasis fit in more with the other subclasses, because right now you either use Prismatic or you don't. And if you don't, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So, and Stasis is like the worst case of that. So I think they're probably planning on adding in either new aspects, new abilities, whatever. So this set will quite literally only continue to get better, and it's already using an exotic we've already had. I saw the I forgot what it was called. It's like the rocket boots exotic, where like you do explosive damage to yourself and it'll send you flying back and shoot out stasis crystals. I saw that. That looks fun, but it doesn't look good, if that makes sense. Like, it looks like it'll be a lot of fun to use in like some low level content, but it doesn't look like it'll be useful for really anything outside of that. Like in a GM, how is that going to be useful? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. How is shooting out 5 different stasis crystals that are all in like a really widespread pattern and then boosting yourself backwards, how is that going to be effective in GM content? In my opinion, I think being able to have Frost Armor on command, being able to throw your grenade down, use Salvation's Grip, slide into everything, and then just destroy the game while having damage resistance, I think that's a lot more useful than just shooting out stasis crystals. Like I said, I think the exotic will be fun. I don't think it'll be very good. So yeah, that's going to be this Icefall mantle build. And as you can see, my Titan is dripped out of his fucking mind. I spent maybe like, I want to say 20 minutes on this. It actually, I didn't have the Icefall mantles before this. It took me longer to build my drip than it took me to get the Icefall mantles, which I think is pretty funny. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think of the Icefall mantle, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.